welcome to the Power Gamer Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Dawson, joined as always by fellow host Johnny Paulus.
What up?
Johnny, welcome in. It's a new week as we draw close to the retail event of the year. It is the week of which we have Thanksgiving, but more importantly, it is the week on which we have Black Friday.
Yep.
I don't know about you, but I have my Black Friday all planned out, dude. Do you have some plans for post-Turkey Day? Are you going to be going out and doing battle in this swath of retail fanatics?
I mean, I might go to Best Buy, but that's probably about it.
That's the most 2005 answer I've heard of that question.
I mean, the Black Friday, I mean, most of it you could do online, you know? And as much as I love, you know, repping my local brick and mortar stores, there was 2 years in a row where I was all amped up for Black Friday, and I was even like, you know, some of the stores actually open now on Thanksgiving evening.
Yeah, fuck that.
There was 2 years in a row where I was like, I'm doing it. Let's do it. I got the money in the account. Let's rock. I get in the car. I drive down there. I see the line outside the building, and I go, nope. Not dealing with that. Never mind. Changed my mind. Don't want to do that. The thing that's been disappointing me is
hang on. I want to help you out. I want to help you out.
Please do.
Because you might be into what I'm doing on Black Friday. Because I think you've got it all wrong. You know, if the last time you did Black Friday, you were like, let me go to the biggest fucking chain store on the planet. I just think you're doing it wrong.
Okay.
And maybe that's why you don't enjoy it.
Okay.
So this past weekend, it is the weekend. Happy Sunday. Yesterday, to better state.
Okay.
You know what I'm into. I'm into retro games, retro stores, things like that. So there's going to be games, there's going to be tapes, CDs, VHSs, comic books, you name it. So I went out yesterday, and I went to all of my favorite stores. So I went to Play Raven in Eldersburg. I went to Cartridges Galore in Frederick. I went to Regen at the Towson Mall. And I went to Retro Replay out in Bel Air. So that's a lot of fucking driving, number one.
Yeah.
But I went into each store to scout out what they had in stock, because these are all local businesses, and ask them about their Black Friday specials. Because some of them hadn't really posted anything yet. So I did all my homework, and I came up with my battle plan for Friday. So, like, yeah, you know, you are 100% right. Like, if you're looking for, like, the brand name television, or, you know, the Tickle Me Elmo of the fucking year, don't get out of your house. Don't do that. But if you're looking for something that you would buy from a local business, so like my case, retro shit, video games, tape, CDs, etc. I don't know, like, you've got the comic book thing, right?
Yeah.
Books, collectibles, things like that. You would probably dig what I'm doing on Friday.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is like it sounds like you're mostly going for yourself. Whereas my primary concern when it comes to the holidays is both of my children.
I have already bought everyone else in my family their Christmas presents.
Yeah, no. So here's the quandary that I'm in, is being a gaming father with gaming kids. Nearly everything they have on their Christmas list is all gaming related, and of course, it's all the new shit, and like none of it is on sale. And that's the stuff that I'm like hunting for. And I'm checking the Prime deals. I'm checking the Best Buy like Black Friday early prices, and like the games that they want are not going to be on there. Like Pokemon Scarlet is not going to go on sale.
No, it just came out.
Sonic Frontiers probably not going to go on sale.
I think that one will, but
maybe,
sure.
maybe. And if I can get it for $10 or $20 less, I'm going to buy it. The big one is Liam, my oldest. He wants the Midnight Suns like deluxe edition with the season pass and because
that's not. Is that going to be out in time? Is that December 2nd?
Comes out
is that
December
right?
2nd. Yeah.
Damn, they do want all the new shit.
They want all the new shit. The only thing that's not new, and I'm sure I'm going to be able to get a pretty spicy Black Friday deal on, is Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. We have it on PC, but they want it on the PlayStation.
Yeah, I think they already have that on special through GameStop. Because they've been doing like this week-long Black Friday thing there.
Yeah.
Which kind of takes some of the fun out of Black Friday, honestly.
Yeah, but so with me going around with you on Black Friday is a terrible idea because I'm not done my Christmas shopping. I got so many things I need to buy, and going out and buying toys for myself is the last thing I need to do.
Well, here you go. Right now on GameStop.
Okay.
$35 for PS5 Tiny Tina.
Is it the regular or the legendary?
The next level edition. That's the only version they came out with on PS5.
Okay.
So it's literally half price.
Sweet. Okay.
So one down.
Yeah, I'll have to pick that up once we're done the podcast for sure.
Yeah. No, I had kind of figured out what the girls had wanted, and I've already got it done. Like Christmas, I've got it done. I'm not going to talk about anything that they got because they listen to this shit. So
right.
I'm not slipping and telling Johnny.
Nice try. Show. Well, so one of the big things that my youngest wants, because he's jealous of my. If you're on the YouTube channel, you can see on the video, he's jealous of my Xbox Design Labs customized controller that I made that matches the color scheme of my stream, and he wants a custom controller, and Damon has a flair for the feminine side of the color spectrum.
He likes pink.
He is all about pinks and purples. So when I pulled up the Xbox Design Lab website, which by the way, I know I already ranted about this website and how great it is. They've only made it better now. Now you can make a custom Elite controller, which is awesome. But on top of that, they've also added patterns to the plastic, and they've also added metallic as an option on the triggers. They've added metallic as an option on the D-pad. It's pretty damn cool. But one of the patterns they have is like crisscrossing fluorescent pinks and purples and yellows. I mean, it looks like a pride flag on a controller. And he saw that and was like, oh my God. And then we're like, put a purple back on, and he's like, ah. And now it's like, it's his number one thing that he wants for Christmas. So cool. he wants a customized Xbox controller. So I got to make that happen.
Sonic Frontiers, by the way, also on GameStop right now.
Okay.
Right now, $39 PS5.
Damn, it sounds like I need to go to GameStop
right now. And remember, we talked about this on last week's show, like the fuckery with that game.
Yeah,
because it went from one price to another. So right now, Johnny Paulus, two of your items are insanely on sale over on GameStop. GameStop, thank you for supporting our show. We greatly appreciate all the money you don't give us.
But hey, you could though. We would happily tell everybody about whatever deals you got going on every week if you wanted to pay us for it.
That's not going to happen. But
hit us up, GameStop. We're
basically doing the Wario 64 thing right now.
Yeah,
I actually picked up from GameStop, part of this Black Friday shenaniganry, a disc copy of Assetto Corsa Competizione, so I could have it forever. Because things have just been disappearing off that PlayStation Plus Extra thing. Like crazy. I don't know if you've been watching it, but like
I haven't noticed that.
Where's the fucking PS5 games? All the PS5 things have had support pulled for it. And that was like all PS4 shit. So that's kind of annoying. But I got that. I got the Cowabunga collection for Switch, and I got God of War Ragnarok because I do need to play that. So
Yep.
Yeah, I'm excited for Black Friday. I've got my eyeballs on a copy of Silent Hill 4: The Room. So I think I will be probably going up to Retro Replay in Bel Air because they had several copies of it, which is fucking insane. Cool. But they're doing a flat 20% off everything in the store.
Hell yeah.
All collectibles, all games, all magazines, vinyls. You name it. It's 20% off on Black Friday. So they open at 10. I think I'm just going to get there at 10, run through that bitch, grab everything I want, and get the dumbest price ever on it, because
I will say you have inspired me a little bit. I think I got to go to Third Eye on Black Friday.
Oh yeah, dude. Well,
that's what I got to do. I got to go to Black Friday.
Just swing by there after work and ask them what's up.
Yep.
Like, what are you guys doing?
Yep.
That's the best thing to do, honestly. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. Excitement abounds here on the Power Gamer Podcast. We are presenting to you episode 93 of the Power Gamer Podcast. We're going to begin this week's show, as we always do, by first discussing the games we've been playing this week. I'll get mine out of the way real quick here. I did complete Resident Evil 4 for the Nintendo GameCube.
Nice.
For the second time in my life. I beat it once previous, but it was so fucking long ago. I mean, it was when it came out on the GameCube.
Same. I don't remember much about that game at all.
And now I remember all of it. And god damn it, that game is just fun. It was really good. Even in 2022, playing with the fucking tank controls and not being able to move and shoot.
Yeah.
I still had a good time with it. It still plays well. It looks incredible for its age. It is a masterpiece. It is deserving of the remake that it is getting.
Yep.
And holy hell, this is going to be funny to watch once it comes out, to see how much they alter the script in that game. Hopefully not at all.
Yeah.
Hopefully people can just put on their big boy pants and deal with Leon's flirting with fucking everyone.
He's like, "Hey girl, how you doing?"
Dude, he is just nonstop trying to mac. And it's really funny.
You know, one of the main thoughts I have in my head whenever the subject of Resident Evil 4 comes out, and I don't know if this is the first time this ever happened in a video game, but it's the first time I attached this moment to that game. Mm-hmm. I remember the first time one of the guys was lighting a stick of dynamite, and I shot his hand, and he drops the dynamite. Yeah. And it's such a satisfying, aha, I got you. You know, and again, I don't know if that was the first time that was ever done in a video game, but it's in my mind the first time.
I think absolutely. Because this game did so many firsts that we take for granted now.
Yep.
And it did it all very, very well. So, Resident Evil 4. I don't feel like I need to give Resident Evil 4 a score in 2022.
No, I don't think you do.
I think that's
maybe when the remake comes out.
Oh, yeah, I'll definitely score the remake. But this game is a timeless classic that just needs to be. There's so many versions of it. You don't have to play the clunky original version like I did. There's been many HD remakes and things since.
Yep.
But yeah, I'll be interested to see what they do when they zoom in on Ashley's boobs and then Lewis quips, "Nice rack."
Yeah, I feel like they're probably not going to put that in the remake.
You know what? I say just be true to the original and give the people what they want.
Just fucking let it ride.
Just give the people what they want. While I was on, I don't have much to go over here because I did 1,200 miles this past week for work. I played a little bit more of a Plague Tale Requiem. I really need to get on this game and just finish it.
Yeah.
Really, really, because I've barely done shit with it in the last 3 weeks. And it's lingering, and I don't like that. Part of why it's lingering is it really hasn't captured me as much as the first one. If I'm just being real at this point. But I'm not super far in, so that could change. We remember Tiny Tina's when I played it. I started pretty lukewarm on it, and then I was completely hooked and think it's great. So I'm in about chapter 4. I've had very intermittent gameplay. I did do something cool though, is while I was traveling around, I didn't feel like playing a ton of games while I was out because, all the fucking driving, get back to my hotel room. It's I just don't feel like doing shit.
Right.
But one night I was like, yeah, I kind of feel like doing shit, something. So I fired up a Plague Tale Requiem on my laptop. Now I don't have it installed on my laptop. Instead, in a hotel, I fired up Xbox Cloud Gaming and gave it a shot. My real thing to talk about here is Xbox Cloud Gaming. A Plague Tale Requiem fired up great. Like, it was maybe choppy for 3 seconds and then just put a completely smooth and beautiful image on the screen. It didn't have any noticeable controller lag.
That's awesome.
And, I mean, it just played like the thing was fucking installed on the computer from a hotel.
Yeah, that's wild.
And, I mean, the hotel internet I had that night, I was clocking 20 down, which is good for a hotel. I stay at Hilton's. I always do the premium internet thing, which can be hit or miss. So, yeah, the cloud gaming thing is somewhat viable for its intended purpose, which is the biggest knock that we've had on streaming games forever. Is streaming in your house has been fine for years. We've been able to do that with the old PlayStation Now and stuff for years. But the second you took it out of your house where you would actually gain some advantage by the concept of streaming, it sucked. And this didn't suck. So that was
that's really interesting, because speaking of PlayStation Now and now with all the PlayStation Premium stuff, and they have all the old PS3 games and the games that you have to run streaming. You can't run the game locally on the console. At least my experience has been unplayable on Wi-Fi. If I hardwire to the PS5, money, no latency, looks great. Wi-Fi, garbage, unplayable.
Yeah,
so I think it's crazy that you're in a hotel on a laptop and Xbox is like, yeah, cool, you're good.
Yeah, I think Microsoft might have a leg up on that one to some extent. But to be fair, I haven't really messed with any of PlayStation's streaming stuff.
Yeah,
because most of that's like tied to the classic library at this point, I think. Yeah,
it's basically all the PS3 stuff that you have to stream.
Yeah,
for reasons that I still don't understand, but
I'm good on that. I don't need to do that. You can just play all those games on Xbox, except for the first party stuff. They're probably all over there. So, Xbox cloud gaming, very good. So that's interesting. Besides that, I'm not going to talk anymore about Marvel Snap because we've had an entire episode based on it and a pretty lengthy discussion last week. So I played more Marvel Snap, play that game, and I played a bunch of driving simulators that I also talked about last week. And the one person on the planet who cares, I apologize, but I'm not going to go in depth about the driving simulators that I played this week. I'm going to spare Johnny Paulus from that 2 weeks in a row. So
it sucks. I wanted to talk about Marvel Snap, though. I'm curious what deck you're playing.
Yeah. So in Snap right now, I've been bouncing between just kind of a value style deck where I play the most annoying cards in the game.
Yep.
But that seems to have its limitations. So I've kind of gone back to a Heimdall base deck on movement, because getting those Spider-Mans out on the backs of Nightcrawler is pretty ridiculous. So I think I'm going to do some tweaking with the whole movement thing. I finally unlocked Cloak, which gives me a lot of good options.
You have Vulture yet?
Yeah, I have Vulture. So
multiple man.
Of course. Yeah, you can't even think about playing the deck without him and Hulkbuster.
Yep.
So, So some things are coming together with it. I don't generally like the move thing because it gets really obnoxiously complicated sometimes.
Yeah.
And you lose a lot of your strategic deployment. You just kind of have to stick to a plan. And if someone detects it, they'll just start playing mid and right.
Yep.
And then you're just
100%.
And then you're just fucked. So I've been bouncing between that and the strongest deck I seem to play is my own reveal deck.
Yeah.
Which has all of Guardians from the Galaxy characters.
Yes.
And an Odin finisher with some fuck you cards in between. And like that deck is just wins 90% of the time.
Have you messed with a Spectrum deck yet? Do you have Spectrum?
Yeah, so I have an ongoing deck as well.
That's a fun deck. That's a fun deck to do, especially once you get there's a lot of ongoings you wouldn't think of, like Armor, Lizard, There's a bunch of those cards that on their own they're okay, but if on turn 6 you make them all +1 or +2, it's pretty damn strong.
Yeah, I like instead though, because I played around with it, but Odin taking a space that's full of guardians and re-kicking all of them,
yeah,
is fucking unstoppable. So if you play,
it is very strong.
Iron Man on one space T5 and Odin on the other space T6, and you've just been building in with Rocket, Star-Lord, Groot, you're gonna win.
Yeah,
like you're just gonna win.
Yeah. So the deck that I've been dominating with is it's a death deck. So the card Death is a 12 power card, but it's a 9 cost. The only way you can play this card, the value or the energy cost of it goes down for every card that's destroyed.
Okay.
So if you kill Monger and you kill 5 cards, she's now a 4 cost. If you Carnage, kill 2 cards, then, Deathlock, kill a couple other cards. If there's, the Death's Domain battlefield where you can just drop a Nova and it pops, all of those things lower her cost. So you can actually get her to the point in some games where she's free. On turn 6, you're going, I'll play this and that, and here's a 12 drop for absolutely free. But that deck is really, really fun, and I've streamed 2 nights in a row with it, and I think if I put the win-loss total on it, I probably went, 50 and 12. I mean, at 50 and 20, I really, really have done well with that deck. So, been climbing the ranks. I'm up to like 53, 54 in the ladder. So
nice.
More than halfway to infinity. But
and beyond.
So the games that I've been playing this week, on Mike's recommendation, I'm still playing Ghostwire Tokyo. I had my best playthrough with this game today, actually. First time I played it, I was a little underwhelmed. For me, it felt really, really easy. When you sit and play a game for 2 hours and nothing has touched you, like not a single enemy has laid a finger on you, it's just kind of like, okay. I'm just like, going through the motions. But I'm actually going to make a strange comparison to this game, because there is a game that this reminds me of a little bit. There was a game way back in the day, in the early days of 3D gaming, that I really, really loved, called Shadow Man. And what was cool about Shadow Man is the environment was cool, the story was cool, there was a lot of like hidden nooks and crannies. Like, you were definitely rewarded for like what's behind here, what's over there, what's under this rock, what's over in this area. And Ghostwire definitely has that going on. There's a lot of places, the game wants you to explore. And like you said last week, take your time with it. So I've been going in with that in mind. And there is a lot of little things to discover and a lot of little side quests that are very cool. And I'm digging it. I'm still not like completely infatuated with it, but I had a very good playthrough with it today. Also still playing a lot of Overwatch 2. I've been messing with rank. I finally finished my ranking with the competitive thing. And, because I haven't played rank since season 3, I finished my games and it was like, all right, you're bronze 2, which is 3 levels up from the bottom. But then I won another 7 games at my tank, and now I'm like silver 3. So I jumped up pretty massively in just, a dozen games. So having fun with it, playing it with the boys, it's just a fun game. God of War Ragnarok, I've had another 2 or 3 playthroughs with. I'm starting to see some of the critiques that I read on this game where it just feels like the last game. It doesn't feel like, and while I do totally see that, this game does feel like credits rolled on the first one, you could pop in the second one, and you haven't missed anything. The controls, the environment, everything. But I don't think that's a bad thing. The first one was so fucking good. It's fine. So, this game is fucking gorgeous on PS5, man. It is. I think this is the best looking PS5 game we've had. It's absolutely stunning. It's crazy good looking. Combat is, of course, visceral and awesome. I'm actually finding this one to be a little tougher. I'm just playing it on normal, but I do think I'm dying more than I remembered playing the first one. So, not a bad thing, but I'm not far enough into it yet to really sort of know what it's about. I mean, the setup in the very beginning of the game is great, but I'm now in that very early stages of, okay, it's an open world, go get on a boat, go see what's over there, go see what's over there. And had no really like major plot points since that intro are really like catching my attention. So right now I'm in that weird spot where like, all right, let me make myself play this game. I'm not to the point yet where I get home and I'm like, I can't wait to play God of War. I just haven't hit it yet. I'm sure I will, because I mean, the last one was a fucking masterpiece. I'll probably walk away thinking the same. But yeah, I've been playing a whole lot of Marvel Snap and a whole lot of Overwatch, and I think I had 2 sessions with God of War and 1 session with Ghostwire.
Very good, and that was a great way to not spoil the goddamn thing about God of War for Mike Dawson.
Oh no, I'm not here to spoil shit.
I appreciate it.
That is not my intention.
Well, that wraps up what we've been playing this week. So now it's time to move on to the news. Johnny Polish, pat yourself on the back, sir.
I fucking called this one, brother.
You did.
I called this one.
Indeed, you did. Way back.
That was like episode 3 or some shit. That was way back when.
The Land of Misfit Games.
Yeah.
That episode.
We've called 2 now, right? Wasn't Silent Hill one of them?
Mm-hmm. I mean, granted, this Silent Hill was fairly low-hanging fruit.
It was.
This one, less so.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Here we go. New Legacy of Kain looks likely as Embracer receives strong fan response. I think this was taken from IGN directly, so here you go. A new Legacy of Kain game is looking likely after Embracer Group received 100,000 responses to its recent survey, asking fans if they wanted more from the franchise. In its second quarter financial results, Embracer Group said it was overwhelmed with the number of responses to the survey it released in October and responded plainly, "We hear you loud and clearly." I hate it when fucking companies say "we hear you." Anyway, Phil Rogers, CEO of Embracer's 12th operative group that encompasses Legacy of Kain creator Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Interactive, said, "We wanted to gain a community perspective on what players are looking for. Should we revisit the land of Nosgoth and, of course, our iconic IP, Legacy of Kain? In the past, we found that surveys typically get between 1,000 and 3,000 responses. But when we asked folks about Legacy of Kain, we received over 100,000 responses, and 73,000 gamers completed the survey entirely. We saw the news of our survey shared across social and press platforms and really felt this was a great way to reignite the passionate fan community with this legendary PC and console game series. Rest assured, we hear you loudly and clearly and will continue to update you on the what-if possibilities ahead for Legacy of Kain in the future." Johnny, it sounds like the Embracer Group heard the cash register go cha-fucking-ching.
Yep. And I did this survey.
Oh, you did?
I did the survey. I can tell you what's on this survey because I filled that fucker out. I don't even remember how I heard about it, but as soon as I caught a whiff of it, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm in. And, I mean, they asked all the things you would expect them to ask. You know, if we, did decide to revisit the franchise, would you like to see us do, full remakes? Would you like to see like remaster like bundles? Would you like to see all new content? All that kind of stuff. So I mean, they're sounds like they just put the line out and just who's gonna buy what? Because I mean, let's be real. If they took like the original 3 games and just prettied them up a little bit and re-released them as a bundle, they'd sell a lot of them. But I do hope that they just give me another Soul Reaver. Don't get me wrong, Legacy of Kain's fine. Soul Reaver was my shit. I want more Soul Reaver. And that was also a part of the, of the franchise. What are the games that you're more fond of? And the Soul Reaver series for me was where it was at. But we
Blood
fucking
Omen.
called it, bro.
Blood Omen.
Blood Omen's good. Blood Omen's good. I'm a Soul Reaver kid, man. I loved Soul Reaver.
I have a fond memory of Soul Reaver because it was one of the first games I played via a PC Gaming monthly demo disc.
I had that same disc.
I still have it, which probably doesn't surprise you.
It doesn't surprise me at all. But no, I had that same disc, and I think that's how I got turned on to that game series in general, was probably that demo disc. Man, those were the days, man. You go pick up your PC Gamer magazine, and there'd be like 5 games on the disc you could fuck with. You know, of course, now with the internet, you can go play demos of whatever, but there was something special about that. You had a disc in your hand of like, oh shit, this has that new...
What was cool with it is they were so well curated. You know, they weren't just whatever fucking links on a website or some terrible bloated first-party storefront.
Yeah.
Because goddamn, Sony, what the fuck is going on with your store? For those that don't know what I'm talking about, just try and discover something new that isn't some fucking single A piece of bullshit. Good luck, because there seems to be no regard for what gets onto that store anymore.
Yeah, no, I feel like if I decide to go shopping on the PlayStation Store, they hit the high notes you'd expect them to. Like, hey, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2's out. Like, God of War Ragnarok's out. But like,
dude, it'll be even still, fucking, it'll be buried under 3 columns of MLB stubs before you see it on the Black Friday sale.
You're right. That's the number one thing they need to do with the store is the shit that's on sale and is like DLC, like you're saying, you got to get your Valhalla bucks for fucking Assassin's Creed. Like,
you can't browse. There's so much trash. And see, that's what I liked about those old demo discs. Is it was so well curated. It was so just perfect, and it put right in front of you everything that you needed to be paying attention to. And the UI, like on the installer, was always really well done. And then you'd have the magazine to go along with it, and it
would list really clearly, like you knew what was on the disc.
Yeah, and you compare that to nowadays, wanting just to like poke around and check shit out. Like, you're not even going to poke into anything cool. You're going to poke into, like, 30 hentai titles on the Nintendo Switch or, like, a bunch of fucking digital currency on the PlayStation Store. The only thing that's even remotely close to well done is Microsoft. You can actually browse their store and run into actual games, which is nice.
Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head on the Nintendo. Every time I go to the Switch store,
it's all just this bullshit, dude.
Here's do you want a 40-cent puzzle game? No, not particularly. What else you got? How about a pervy hentai game for $4? No, I'm good, man.
Yeah, let's
not what I'm looking for.
Let the kids see what Daddy's been playing,
dude. Yeah, no, there's plenty of titles on there. I can't be adding to that Switch.
I don't get it,
I don't get it either. But no, I mean, back to the original subject. I
liked where that went. By the way, we went to
I did too.
PC Gaming monthly demo discs, but right. So back to Legacy of Kain. That's pretty incredible that they got such a huge response on that game. I didn't get the thing. I feel kind of jealous now. Like, how did you get the thing?
Again, I don't remember. I think it might have been a tweet. I think I might have saw a tweet. They're like, by the way, they're currently running a survey for, on possibly, you know what? It might have actually been a Wario64 tweet.
Yeah, because you're so constantly banned from all social media. Like, it's so hard for you to see anything.
Yeah, we'll save that for the one-up.
Next up in the news.
Not funny.
It's kind of funny.
It's not.
Okay.
It's really, really, truly not.
We'll talk about it in a bit. Next up in the news, The Witcher 3's new gen update arrives next month. We're less than 30 days away from this, folks.
Oh, baby.
Once again, the drop from IGN. CD Projekt Red has revealed that the new Gen update, or Next Gen update, as the studio calls it, for The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt will be released on December 14th. That's 1 month away from when this article came out. As for what to expect, CD Projekt Red didn't reveal much else, but the studio will be going into more detail and revealing new gen gameplay in a stream this week? Maybe this week? Yeah, it should be this week. The update will hit PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, and it will be free to everyone who already owns the game. Johnny, I know that you're very excited for this.
Super excited for this, yeah. I mean, we've talked about it 100 times on the podcast. I think The Witcher 3 is the greatest RPG ever made, and the fact that we're going to get with a fresh coat of paint. And this isn't just, a lot of these next-gen updates that companies have done, it's nice because they go, hey, with the new hardware, we can do 60 frames a second, we can do better texture filtering, and we can do this, and we can do that. This isn't that. This they're saying that they're actually doing a lot of quality of life stuff, UI tweaks and stuff like that. And I will tell you, my number one gripe about Witcher 3, without question, my number one gripe in Witcher 3 is when you have to loot either an herb, a plant, or a body of a monster that you've killed. You have to be facing it exactly the right direction, or you can't loot it. So the amount of hours of my life I've wasted going through a field going, no, wait, stop, no, loot the plant right there. It's in front of, okay, there, I got it. And it feels like there's a window this big in front of the character that you have to be like at a certain distance, perfectly facing the thing. Otherwise you can't fucking loot it. Drives me nuts.
I don't remember that.
Oh man, it's bad. It's real bad.
Yeah, that's kind of, I guess my whole, a great way to sum up my feelings about this is, like I said, I was just saying, I might have said it too quiet for my mic to pick it up, but I don't remember that. I really don't have any annoying memories of The Witcher 3. All my memories of it are very positive, not just in the gameplay itself, but also just the experience, start to finish. I played through all the expansions. Same. I really, 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 really love The Witcher 3. I think it's just absolutely fabulous. But like, I don't have this burning desire to go back to it just because of the graphics update. It's free, I mean, there's really nothing to complain about.
Yeah.
But like, I don't have a memory of that game being yucky. It's not like when we talk about Max Payne and I'm like, oh my God, you just, you got to put on your fucking drunk goggles to take that chick home. Like, it's not that at all.
No, you're right. You're right. The Witcher 3 is a very pretty game, but if they found a way to make it even prettier and give it some quality of life improvements and I'm excited to see what they've done with it.
A big bitch.
It is a big bitch.
It's a really big bitch. It's a really very wonderful but big bitch.
Well, and the reason why I think so fondly of this game, and I don't think anybody that has played this game would have a counter argument for this, The Witcher 3 has the best side quests in the history of all of gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Every single side quest from every single character is captivating. The Witcher 3 is the first and only game I've ever played. I remember when you're in that first main zone and you finally get this one quest where you got to get on the boat to go to the next zone. And then you're like, well, I don't want to leave yet, so let me go do some... I want to go finish up these quests over here. It finally got to a point where I had out-leveled the area that I was in, and I was getting 0 experience points for turning in quests. And I didn't care. I just kept playing in that zone because that's how good, Any other RPG I've ever played, the moment I'm not getting like good XP, I'm out. I'm like, fuck it, moving on to the next zone. But The Witcher 3 is that good where I don't care. I don't care about experience points. I want to help this woman get her frying pan back.
Yeah.
Which is actually a quest.
It is.
The old woman with the frying pan. And it actually turns into a very good quest.
It's a early quest too in the first zone.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm very excited for the remake of 1 that was announced. And I'm not like unexcited about this, but I just don't feel like I have time to go back to The Witcher 3. And I don't feel like it's been long enough that like I need to just yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm itching. Ever since I heard they were going to do a next gen update, I'm like, that's probably going to be enough to pull me back in for a month or two.
I really need to take my ass back to The Witcher 2 because I completely skipped that game. I played 1 and I played 3. And I completely skipped 2. So
I've tried going back to it a couple times, and I feel like at this point it's too late. It's a little too late.
360 era RPGs. You gotta get the goggles on, dude.
Well, and it's the same thing with Dragon Age, like Dragon Age Origins and shit. I got the itch, I don't know, 6 months ago. I had the Xbox Series X, and I was like, oh shit, they have the Dragon Age games. Oh, let's do it. All right. And I install it and fire it up, and I'm like, oof.
Yeah, so
man, this is rough.
Dragon Age Origins, I played on a Philips 420i CRT 4:3 aspect ratio television in my apartment that I lived in with Pash and Seaway above the Guitar Center. Yeah.
Yep.
I have to remind myself often that most of my playtime in the 360 era was on a square screen. And like, it doesn't feel right that just that long ago, that's where we were at. But dude, just that long ago, that's where we were at when those games came out. And they look great on a 4:3 display. They look fantastic. Yep. But the second you blow it up, and they do support 16:9 natively, but it looks like ass.
Yeah. Yeah, everything looks stretched out, and the textures don't hold up.
They're not stretched. It just looks like shit. Know, it's because they do support 16:9 like natively. A lot of these games do, but they just look like fucking garbage. Like you have to have the old TV and the component hookup, and then it looks right. All the blurriness kind of just works for it and makes it look good. So.
Well, and I'm glad that the developers are seems like they're slowly figuring out that is the era of gaming that it's hard to go back to.
It's so easy to patch it though and just fix the shit. It's pretty great.
Yeah. Yeah.
So whilst we're excited for both future news of Legacy of Kain and the upcoming release of The Witcher 3, I do have something to sneak in here on you, Johnny. And it's regarding one of the probably the least ironic thing I could say today.
Okay.
Dead Island 2 delayed.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Yeah, didn't see that coming.
Yeah, so for those unaware, Dead Island 2 has been in development since 2012.
Since the dawn of mankind.
Yeah, it's 10 years, everybody. It's been in complete dev hell for a while. It's been out of dev hell for a couple of years because it keeps getting punted around. Here's the drop, and this is per Game Informer. So Dead Island 2 has been delayed until April. Originally due out on February 3rd, this upcoming zombie romp will now hit PS5, Xbox, PS4, and PC April 28th. It's a delay of roughly 12 weeks, which isn't too much longer, considering fans have been waiting close to a decade for this sequel. As for why developer Dambuster Studios and publisher Deep Silver have delayed Dead Island 2, the team wants more time to ensure the game is the best it can be at launch. Here's the full statement. We have some important news to share, so let's rip that Band-Aid off straight away. We are delaying Dead Island 2. The new release date will be April 28th, 2023. The irony of delaying Dead Island is not lost on us. I like that they said that. And we are as disappointed as you undoubtedly are. The delay is just 12 short weeks, and development is on the final straight now. We're going to take the time we need to make sure we can launch a game we're proud to launch. For those of you who've been waiting for years, thank you for hanging in there with us. In the meantime, we'll be releasing an exciting new trailer and gameplay at the Dead Island 2 Showcase, which will premiere on December 6th on our Twitch and YouTube channels, as well as on the Dead Island website. I think that they have done a fine job announcing their delay, Johnny. What say you?
Well, I mean, when you've waited 10 years, what's another few months? And you know, if as long as you're transparent about it and why, and I like the fact that they're doing a showcase because they don't want people to start, you know, that groundswell of negative hype starts to build, and sometimes you can't overcome that. And we've seen plenty of games fall victim to that. So I'm glad to hear that, you know, hey, sorry we're delaying it, but we're going to have a showcase. We're going to show a bunch of stuff off. And
I think a game like this is really important that it just releases and that it works. Because nobody thinks Dead Island 2 is going to be a GOTY contender. Right?
No.
So the bar is not set terribly high. The bar is basically, does it work? And can I have fun for a few hours playing it?
Well, and that's the thing is if they release it and it's a buggy piece of shit, this isn't a game that people are going to go revisit. This is a game that they'll talk about for a week. You'll see streamers playing it for 2-3 days, and then you will never hear from it again until it's on Steam Winter Sale for $15 8 months later. So yeah, they need to make sure the game's done, and they need to, you know, get it proper. So I'm down with that. Also, another thing I can drop on you, I just pulled up Video Games Chronicle. Did you see that Team Ninja has reportedly...
I almost put this in here for you.
Confirms Ninja Gaiden and Dead or Alive reboot plans. Now, I don't really care about Dead or Alive, but Ninja Gaiden's the shit. I'd be down for a reboot on Ninja Gaiden.
I would be down to watch you with the new Sega Genesis Mini 2 stream in beautiful HD all of Shinobi.
I have to beat Revenge of Shinobi.
Yes.
It has to
on
happen.
stream.
It has to happen.
And we can get a controller replacement fund going for you. Right away.
I've only broken 2 controllers in my life, but one of them was a Sega Genesis, and it was because of Revenge of Shinobi. I shattered that thing like a fucking glass bottle.
Yeah, I really think that's the way to go. So, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up our news drops for the week. That is going to bring us to our final segment of this week's show. Johnny, that segment is, of course, called... Ladies and gentlemen, that's right. It's time for One Up. Before we get into Johnny's Facebook problems, we're going to talk about something much more important, and that is my fantasy football team. They are a bunch of assholes, every one of them. They just either all get hurt or all disappear from the field completely when I need them the most. And it feels like a coordinated attack right now. And I know that Adam Thielen, Joe Mixon are in cahoots, and they're just like, how can we fuck with Mike Dawson this week? Because they already got
like, oh, Mike's got me on the roster. All right, I'm gonna sit on the bench.
They already got Keenan Allen in on it by having a hamstring injury the entire fucking year. Cooper Kupp going, oh, I'm just gonna snap my ankle. So things couldn't possibly be worse for my fantasy football team, and I need all of our listeners' sympathy, thoughts, and prayers each and every Sunday moving forward as I try and deal with their stunning mediocrity. Fantasy football, I hate you, and I'll see you next year. Johnny, what's your one up?
My one up is when you see a scam email at your work and you know that it's a scam email, don't reply to them and talk shit to them saying you know it's a scam. Don't do that.
Did you?
Because I did that.
Oh, God.
I received an email that the sender was the name of a coworker and said, hey, I need to update my checking account information for my paychecks, blah, blah, blah. Now, first off, I am not the person at my work that does that. Also, didn't recognize the email address. So I forwarded it to the person that it was originally from and said, you didn't send this, correct? I'm pretty sure this is like somebody trying to do a phishing scam or something like that. And yeah, no, it didn't come from me. I was like, okay, cool. And I sent it to, everyone in the company. It's like, hey, put it out there. Just make sure everybody knows somebody's trying to scam us. Keep an eye open. Make sure you look at the address, blah, blah, blah. And then I hit reply to the email and said, nice try, scammer. Fuck off. And I put an animated GIF of George from Seinfeld backing out of the apartment and closing the door. And that was what I sent to the guy. Fast forward 4 hours later.
Hey, Johnny,
I
real
get it.
quick. And this is just for the sake of our listeners and you being incredibly animated right now. Back off the microphone a bit. You are clipping the shit out of it, screaming about Facebook.
Okay. All right. So anyway, 4 hours later, I get a notification that I'm too young to be on Facebook. And I'm like, well, that's pretty fucking weird. So there's a thing, and then it's like, we need to verify your ID, and the whole time I'm sort of suspicious because they're asking for like, what's your email, what's your mobile number, what's your this, what's your that, but like every time I'm looking at the URL, it's definitely Facebook. It's not, I'm not in effect, like I know how to look at a URL. So it's definitely Facebook asking for this information. So I submit all that information, and then I immediately call my wife and I'm like, I'm pretty sure my Facebook got hacked. I can't get into it. Can you tell me if they've posted anything weird? And she says, yeah, you made some post about the Ukrainian war. I don't know. It's something not good. So I find out then that my Facebook has been disabled. Okay. The hackers, when they hacked my account, they also changed my email. So I didn't get any notifications coming out of any of the fuckery that they were doing with Facebook. And now I am stuck in AI customer service hell. Fun fact. Facebook doesn't have a live chat option. Facebook doesn't have a phone number that you can call. So any possible solution that I've tried to find, like, somebody hacked my Facebook, and then here's a helpful looking link from Facebook. Oh, here's what to do if you think your account's been hacked. Okay, great. Let me go here. Okay, you think it's been hacked? Okay. Are you able to log into the account? Yes. Okay, log into the account. I log into the account. Your account has been deactivated. You need to blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, no, I already did that. Okay, well, let me go back. And, this is the hell that I'm in. And it's been 8 days. It's been 8-9 days of no Facebook. And I'm looking at a very real possibility of the Facebook literally being deleted and me losing all my memories and friend lists and messages and everything. So it is beyond frustrating. And it's... I just can't get a human. If I could just it's the same thing that happened when I was in Twitter jail. If I could just get one human to look at it for 10 seconds and go, okay, they were on Facebook for 15 years. They never did anything wrong. They're saying their account was hacked on this day. There was one bad post. We flagged it. We disabled the account. We should probably just, delete that post and give them their Facebook back. That's it. That's all it is. But I can't get a person to help me. So I've resorted to I'm emailing Meta Oculus support because they have a support line. They have live chat. So I'm just going to them like, hey, you work at Facebook. Fucking help me.
Good luck. They just laid off 20% of their workforce.
Yeah, no, it feels like it. It's awesome. It's really, really dope. So yeah, when a scammer emails you, do not engage. Just delete the email.
Yeah, that's some sound advice there from...
I poked the bear, and I recognize that I poked the bear, and I will not be poking any more bears the rest of my life. I get it. Learn my lesson. and fuck you, scammer.
Stop you. It. Stop it, Johnny. That is poking the bear. Okay?
You're right. They're probably watching my podcast to see how mad I am about all the shit they've been doing.
And they're just going to screen cap it and then turn you into a meme. That's what's happening.
Great.
So you
Awesome.
should do as many of our other friends have done who have been put into Facebook jail. And you should simply create a new Facebook account. That's all you got to do. Just make a new Facebook account. And remember, the digital memories and conversations and stuff you had, they don't matter. They do not matter at all.
Yeah, they matter to me.
I hear you. But like,
they matter to me. They really do.
Any picture and stuff you have, just save it. Just save it. You know what I mean? And hopefully you haven't lost any of that stuff. But end of the day, yeah, you're at the mercy of someone else. With all this
it's
shit.
not even someone else. Again, I am in like
you.
AI hell. I
you.
can't have a person help.
A person made the AI. You are not in control of the situation.
I'm not.
And you must yield to the process, unfortunately. So circumvent the process for now and just make a secondary account. You know, our buddy Jimmy famously has like 3 accounts. So just make another account for now, and you know, hopefully things will work out. I will tell you this, they don't delete the shit, right? They don't delete it. And if you've ever been in any kind of legal proceeding, you will know why. Because they have to save all that shit for legal discoveries. So don't fear. You are at no risk of any of the precious data you've inserted into the site of ever being deleted. And you'll be fine. Just give it some time.
Okay.
This shit can take months to sort out before it comes across any actual human being's desk. Been watching Meta in the news lately. I mean, all of these social media companies are just cutting massive amounts of employees because all of them grew far too quickly, and it's just a mess.
It is.
And completely separate from Johnny's point, even though it has a little bit to do with what he was talking about. Please, for the fucking love of God, if you have anything that's digital that you actually care about, turn it physical. Because I talk about this with games all the time. I talk about this with your music. You don't own shit unless you can hold it. So if you've got important pictures, fucking print them. If you've got precious conversations and memories, fucking print them. Print the shit or save it to a hard drive at least. Just, I'm not chastising Johnny Paulus here because maybe I am, because you are a real fucking embracer of the digital realm. But you seem to be coming more to my side over the years.
I am also a digital hoarder, though. I mean, every cell phone photo that I've ever taken on any camera that had the ability to connect to a computer, those photos are on my hard drives. I have them.
I feel like you have been coming more and more to my side, though, as maybe my infectiousness spreads from a
little. I mean, a little bit, but unfortunately, I play on PC, and physical is completely dead on PC.
But you know what I mean.
And it has been for a decade.
I don't practice and preach this just with games. I mean, it's everything for me. So just a PSA because I hate it when I hear about stuff like this, and it sucks. It's not because I'm like, oh, I told you so. It's because it genuinely sucks to lose precious things that.
Well, and it just makes it so much more frustrating when you didn't actually do anything wrong on Facebook. It's somebody else accessed the account and put up some whatever questionable shit that was, I'm sure it was outside of TOS, and they just auto flagged it and went, cool,
nothing
you're done.
you can do.
Taking your keys.
They're very efficient at banning and very inefficient at reinstating. So that's like all social media sites. Something they all have in common.
I was in Twitter jail for 2 years.
They're very quick to kick your ass out. So yeah, there you go. There's your baseline for how long this will take. It'll be a couple years.
It better not be.
You just need Elon Musk to buy Facebook now, and then
it's the last.
And then you'll be fine. You didn't get anywhere until he bought Twitter. He bought Twitter, and you're back in like 2 days. So who knows? And then he'll fucking destroy it. So then we can get on with life without social media, and things will be great. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap on episode 92. We will, of course, be back again next week with another great episode of the Power Gamer Podcast. Until then, I'm Mike Dawson.
And I'm Johnny Paulus.
Man, we are at exactly 1 hour. Tune in next time. Take care.
Catch you on the flip-flop.